Well, hello. Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Good morning, Dana. Yes, so good morning. Welcome to Mid Morning Medium Chat. You're looking at Adam the Black Swan Medium. So, hello. Yeah, so Saturday, April 9th, 2022. Good morning, Father. Hello, Tanya. So yeah, we're back. Should be an interesting show. Hey, good morning, Carrie. How are you? So yeah, we're gonna dive into some stuff here in a moment. But good morning, Carmen. Hello, Chris. Good morning. Good to see you all. Thank you. As more people jump in, it's always good to see everybody this early. And it's it helps. I mean, even after the when you have a rough week, and I've been having a couple of rough weeks, and so here it is. I've had another bad one. This one seemed to be able to kick the one before, but we're going to get into that a little bit later, but not obviously. I'm not going to bore everybody with that, but it kind of goes in with my topic for the day too, because it does all kind of mesh together. So we will do that. But right now, I have something I've never done this before, and I thought it was it probably was the best time to do this. And again, you guys know I'm trying to expand a little bit more, and I'm trying to kind of get away from the typical 9 to 5. Hey, good morning, Kelly. And so yeah, I you know you, I need sometimes I need help. What I mean? And obviously, I think we all do. And um, you know I think like I said, this is a good idea to kind of do this, especially for the show. And I think it'll be kind of fun, and hopefully you guys you know will appreciate it. But yeah, typically some shows, they do, they have sponsors and things of that sort. And I wanted to try something a little bit different this time. And what I thought might be kind of fun was, you know, you see like a rolling video, something like that, where whether it is a sponsor, or maybe it's just like, kind of highlighting something, somebody's, doing or working on, or maybe some projects they have done. I thought I'd do something a little bit different. And, again, nothing that anybody's ever done before, at least that I'm aware of. So good morning, Nicole. And yeah, so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run not a video, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring something and do a live commercial for you all. And I think nobody's ever done live commercial because it's always, filmed and recorded. So why don't we just do that? We're going to run a live commercial, and I will give you a little backstory. This live commercial, which you guys are about to hear and watch, has everything to do with Boo Productions. So I want to make sure that you get an idea as I kill the microphone. But hey, like I said, Boo Productions Paranormal is going to take it away at this point. So I'm going to bring them in. So without further ado, let's go with the live commercial with Dana from Boo Productions Paranormal.
That's funny. I'm a live commercial now.
Yes, see,
How
something
awesome is
different.
that? Hey, yeah, and actually, see, did you notice my title changes though when I'm with Blue Productions? But when I'm on this side now, it's TBSM scheduling coordinator.
Yes.
So
Hopefully
that's
everybody understands what TBSM is.
hopefully, if not, it's the Black Swamp Medium scheduling coordinator.
There it
So
is. There it
yeah,
is.
I'm his walking, talking calendar and promoter and everything else. So it's gonna be.
Absolutely. So,
That's right. You keep me busy with my
yes.
calendar. I go through a lot of pencils now.
Yep. So if you guys, want to, well, Dana's going to dive in for a second, but if you guys if you haven't already, please go over to Boo Productions Paranormal page and like them, so that way you can be connected. And if you're interested in some, future things, Dana is going to be helping me out for a bit to kind of get me up and running a little bit quicker, so that way it's not all on my shoulder. So I have to thank Dana for that.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have a lot going on with you. Actually, the whole book of what we just finally booked all of April. So Adam has nothing available for April because we are that good and got him booked for everything. But we're starting to book out gallery readings, which surprisingly we've already got 4 booked, and we're working on our 5th one next week because we're on vacation. We'll be booking our 5th one.
Yeah.
And that's going pretty well. So if anybody wants a gallery reading, 6+ members we ask, and then the host gets a free reading with that. So that's a pretty good deal right there. And I mean, $35 per person, and you can set up the party however you want. The first one we're doing is going to be outdoors, if weather permitting, at a fire pit, and they're doing appetizers and drinks. So it's like, but if you don't want to do that and you just want to have the reading, you can set them up any way you want. Kind of cool. You can have them indoor, outdoor. So it's pretty awesome. And then out of that, if and everybody's not guaranteed a reading, but at the same time, you will get a card pull if you don't get a reading at that time. So they'll be pretty. I mean, I think they're going to be fun.
Mm-hmm. They're always fun.
And Adam, I don't think I told you that. I'm taking along with you at these at first. I don't know if I told you that I was going to just tag along with them, just because then if we're scheduling other parties out of that, then we'll go ahead. And then we have to talk about some other stuff too. So if somebody books a party from your party, we're going to have something in for it for you too. So
there it is.
Yeah. And personal readings, we're going to start doing a wait list for personal readings. So for that one, I don't know. You can probably contact Adam or I, but because they go on my schedule then anyhow. So
it is true. She even showed me, I think it was last week, she did have the calendar.
Actually,
Exhibit A.
Look I had to get a second one because this only goes to June. So I had to get a new one that starts in July. How appropriate. It started in July. So now I have 2.
There it is.
So, and those are all pretty much, this is all Adam's. These 2 are just Adam's stuff pretty much. So, actually, I do Carmen's stuff too. So I have Adam and Carmen in there. But
right. And then my father's got to jump in there. Yes.
And Jeff would do very well doing that. Jeff would be reading something else, but I bet they could do really good readings together.
Yeah, no worries. But no, that's cool. And like I said, I thought it was kind of cool. And even Dana came up with the idea. She's like, I should come on in and talk about it. I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. So then I was like, how much more fun can we make it for everybody? Hey, Jill. And it'd be kind of neat to do a live commercial type of thing. Because even then, Dana and Jeff are going to be out the door shortly anyway. They're going to a birthday party. And so they've been prepping a lot of food. So, if last night I got to see some of this food, live, and it was true.
Dana, the meat.
Right. Dana, made it very specific. If there was smell-o-vision, it would have been fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It's starting to smell again this morning. Now that we're heating up the other stuff, it's starting to really smell good. And I'm like, okay, I'm like getting hungry, but I'm like, I'm holding off eating anything because I know in a little bit I'm going to be eating a lot of that stuff. So I'm like, okay.
Right.
So
that's awesome. So it'll be, you guys will have a good day.
Yeah. So, so if anyone wants readings, you can, I probably would say the best way to message me is through Boo Productions, or you can do it Dana Schlachter, but I don't always see those because I usually do my Boo Productions, but you can message me on there, or if you want, you can message Adam, and then Adam just can give me your information, and I can go ahead and give you a call to get you scheduled for the gallery readings. And pretty much, I at this point, I guess I'm scheduling everything except for the speaking for you.
Right.
So,
correct.
And we do have some upcoming dates. I think you're going to talk about those later.
I am. After the live commercial is completed.
After the live commercial's done. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so definitely I think this is going to be fun. I mean, our first group, we have, I think 12.
Oh,
12
did that
people.
go up?
And it did because, Jenna's coming home now.
Oh, well, that'd be cool.
So Jenna, she decides she goes, maybe I'll come home because she can't come home for her birthday. So she's like, maybe I'll come home for that. So we're like, okay. Or get readings, you can visit the Green Swamp. Yes. Yes, definitely the Green Swamp. They'll cook you pork butt and do some readings for you.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Green
but
Swamp to the rescue.
yeah, we're oh my gosh, he's going to be something else today. Oh, be glad you don't have to deal with him today. And I do.
Hey,
I
that's
told you.
on you now. That's
I know.
totally on
I,
you
I
now.
told you you're going to get play by play all day long. You guys are going to get play by
Oh,
play
it's gonna
of
be
how
great.
my day goes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So back to our little commercial.
right,
Um, the galleries were pretty much. I don't think we want them to be too big yet, because eventually what we're going to do is we're going to actually do public readings, like a public one. We're going to do one on Black Swamp Medium. We're going to do one on Boo Productions. I know we have two message circles for
right,
togues we are doing,
right,
definitely. The Boo one we were going to do in June, but we're going to push it out because we're doing one in togues, and that's a
right.
pretty big one.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, so eventually we're going to even do them maybe at a park or somewhere else, and we're going to host them where we'll do them that way as too. So there's going to be a lot of Adam coming out of his shell. I just, as we have said in our little swamp group, we're just keeping putting more a match one day at a time underneath
that's
Adam.
right.
One day
It's
at a time.
and I
Now
believe
he's
me, I feel it. I feel the matches.
and it's like I think now you get 3 matches a day.
I pretty much. It's
Yeah, at least 3 matches a day are going on now. So it's like, yeah, that fire's going to be going pretty quickly.
it will be a bonfire at some point here.
Pretty much.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be cool. And and that's the thing is I do appreciate it, and it was, you. I mean, with me juggling as much as I do, and I try to do the best I can, and that's the thing is it just some days you can get it all going, and then there's other days I can't, and so having Dana help me out and doing this out of the kind of her heart at this point, because I'm already thinking if this obviously takes off, I will be taking care of Dana very well.
Well, so far, like I said, we started. I think within the first 4 days, we had 3 bookings.
Yeah.
I mean, literally within the first 3 days, and 2 of them are big bookings, not small.
Yeah.
They're huge. Here
Yeah.
comes Boo.
Yep.
Who's like trying to figure out? Oh no, that's Bubba. But so it's something that people are wanting, and this is basically going to be the start of getting your base clientele for like personal readings, personal cleansings, and it's the best way to get you out there, and and I know I can guarantee from just the first party, you're probably going to have probably 3 or 4 people that will reach out for personal readings afterwards, and they may host parties. You never know. I know Rachel's in here. Rachel needs to host a party.
Hint, hint, hint.
She's coming to that first one, so if she books a party, then she'll get a free reading. So Rachel, you need to book a party.
Might have to just put a match under her too.
That's right. Just put those
torch
matches
everybody.
Maybe I need a blowtorch and just everybody.
Like Elaine said, I like what Elaine said. It's just a little bit of swamp fire. It's no problem. It's all good.
Yeah. Well, you know what we'll have? We'll have the yellow swamp guy in the background just to hose us down if need be.
That's right. We could do that. That'll be easy. That'll definitely keep us, low, right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's awesome, man. Okay.
All right. So definitely reach out if you want bookings, if you want private readings. Actually, we have this really cool menu that is going to be going up soon. I have to redo it, but it looks pretty cool. There's a few things I wanted to change in it, but it's pretty cool. So this is something that you get at the reading, that you get to see at the readings, but it also explains everything.
Yep. That'll be awesome. Yes.
I know, it's exciting. And he doesn't even know half the stuff I've been working on yet.
I know.
He hasn't seen it yet. So it's like
this will be interesting. Even I'll get, be like, it's good because then again, the medium, you don't want to always expect something. So, at that point it's going to be like, oh.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of held off a little bit on some of the stuff because I know you were getting new cards and everything. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait to do, because then I'm going to probably intertwine them a little bit, because you'll have all the stuff graphic wise for me to do the other stuff.
Yep.
So I'm like,
we're super close. So,
I know. So I'm like, getting excited because I even got Jenna on standby for me. So if I need something fixed real quick, be like, hey, can you fix this so I can do it with this and that and
Right.
that? So
That's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm
awesome.
excited.
Yep. Why,
It'll
thank
be
you.
fun.
Yeah. It's gonna be great.
Uh,
It's gonna be a heck of a summer and fall at this point. I
yeah,
mean, it's well,
yeah.
excuse me, spring through summer and fall.
Oh yeah, because
So
I only think we have 1, 2, 3, 4 through spring and summer. I think we only have like 6, maybe 7 dates
right.
available
Yeah.
because we just took out April. So for
Yep.
May, June, July, and August, I think we only have like 6 or maybe 6 dates available now. So
Filling
they're
up
booking.
fast.
They're booking.
So yeah, okay.
Okay, I
Well,
can start smelling the stuff.
yep. I was gonna say, well, I will let you go so you can get finished and get
Yep.
going. And
Gotta go watch Jeff pull some meat.
right. Thank you, Dana. I
All
appreciate
right.
that. And so, yeah, you guys just kind of head over to Boo Productions Paranormal's page, like it, and you can always send Dana messages through there, and or you can still reach out to me, and I can always get the stuff over to her too. But I mean, it's not like I won't be like communicating, and even then, if you guys are still looking for other stuff, it'll go through me and say, hey Jay. So yeah. So I mean, whatever's convenient for you guys and stuff like that, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna work out for us.
It's gonna be fun.
Yep. So,
All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad I could be a live
yeah.
commercial today.
Yes.
I
Maybe.
commercialize you everywhere I go. So, it's
Yes, I appreciate
like
that.
I'm a big promoter.
Right. No, it's awesome. I love it. I love it. Thank you. So,
All righty.
all right. Well, we will see you soon. I mean, obviously, I'll be talking to you throughout the day anyway at times, but yeah.
You got it because I have to have all my little energies keeping me in check today.
Yep. Awesome. Well,
All
thanks,
right.
Dana.
All right.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
All right, bye. Yeah. How cool is that? So, yeah, I wanted to. I thought it was kind of cool, and like I said, Dana came up with that, and I thought it was neat that she she's like, hey, why don't we do this? I'm like, you know what, that's not a bad idea, because what else can you do to promote oneself, and then to have the help with uh you know moving forward, because again, I mean, I'd love to do this stuff a lot more, and obviously we're working on that, and with Dana's help, and we're that's the cool thing about it. I mean, I think it's going to be fun, and let's just ride this out, because I mean, again, I'm excited to push this. I kept saying I've been waiting, building and building and building for this, and so that's the fun part, is now that I get to finally do that, and move forward, and keep doing this stuff, and it's gonna be great, so yeah. So all right, so we're racing through things, so I don't know if we'll see what I cut out, what I don't cut out, but you did hear her mention there is a couple other dates that I am going to announce for everybody. I'm going to say they're penciled, so that gives me an opportunity if I really need to bump it again, but I wanted to get everybody else excited, and things that I've talked about recently. Well, really, I've been talking about since last year, but even more so that I did get a couple dates. So really, I got a whole weekend in a few weeks for everybody to kind of lock down if you are interested. I still will do the morning show, so I still will be on in the morning, but we're going to do on Saturday, the 23rd. Saturday, the 23rd of April. I'm going to that guided meditation that I've been talking about. So I'm going to get that all set up. And again, that's going to be by basically invite only. Well, I mean, not in the way that because I can't go live like this. I have to do this. I'm going to do it through Zoom. Because of the fact that I'm going to be having some, light music in the background to help those that, have some focusing issues. So I can't go live to any pages, or, I'll get flagged, and then it'll go silent and mute it and things like that. Hey, Holly. So yeah, so it'll be a different format in a way of that, I got to use Zoom for that. But that's the thing, is I'll have everybody, kind of I'll try to do some type of like, post for it, where it's the event, and then what will happen is everybody that is invited, I will put in the link probably the day of, so that way it'd just be easier the day of. So I'll get a link to the Zoom meeting, and we'll pop that in there. So you do have options. You don't have to be on video. So I know if anybody's ever used Zoom, you don't have to put the video on. You guys can keep your video cameras off. So if you're using your phone or computers, I mean, you certainly do that. We'll go over instructions and things like that, like trying to stay muted, because obviously, we don't want to hear a lot of background noise and things like that. But so that's what's going to happen on the 23rd, probably about 2:00. But again, I'm going to make a event page for that. And again, just to get the interest in people that want it. And, it's a couple weeks away and give you guys time. Then on Sunday, the 24th. So again, busy weekend on Sunday, the 24th, about the same time, about 2 p.m, I'm going to go ahead and do that flute performance, that flute meditation show for everybody. I can do this live, and I will do this, through Facebook and YouTube. Because it's my music, I'm playing it live, so I can't get in trouble for that. And so that'll happen again on that Sunday. Again, I will do an event page for that, but at the same time, I'll do the event page. But even then, when I can't do it until 7 days out, I can't actually put like the actual like broadcast. So like this, I try to get it out early. I've been bad the last 2 weeks where I've been putting them out on Fridays, where you can hit the reminder when you see that I posted it. So I will do an event page just to, you guys can kind of keep it penciled in, enough. So do that. And then, like I said, then the week of, so basically the day after I do my show, next weekend, well, maybe not on Easter. I might do it on Monday, but then I will put the link out for, basically here, like, because I use StreamYard for that. So you'll see that post. And then that way you guys can hit reminder, but I still do an event page just so you guys will remember that. So that is going to be a busy weekend. And then by the way, and on the 23rd for the guided base, what that's going to gist of is, we're all just going to hang out. I'm going to talk for a little bit, if anybody's got any other questions or things like that, we can go over it, real quick. And then basically everybody will go mute except for me. And then what I'm going to do is walk you guys through. Probably I'm going to keep it small because obviously there's people that are different levels with meditation or have never done it. So I'm going to keep it pretty short. So it'll only be like 15 or 20 minutes. So again, it seems short to some that do a lot of meditation and might be really long to some that have never done it. So that'll be kind of exciting to kind of do that. But yes, I'm going to have some really light music that won't be me playing in the background. And then I will be doing then talking over it. So how you guys hear me now is not how I sound when I do guided meditations. So you guys will find that out. You'll be like, is this the same Black Swamp? So that's going to be kind of cool. So and I do that on purpose because obviously I don't need to sound like this. So you guys will get a chance to check that out. So again, April 23rd and 24th is going to be a busy weekend for me, but at the same time, I'm going to have a blast doing that. So you guys will have fun. Like I said, I'm excited for the guided meditation because even then, if that works out and you guys like it a lot, then we can make something of that and make it into more of like maybe a monthly thing. Everybody just kind of gets together that can make it and help you guys out. Like I said, we all need it, right? So that's the cool stuff that's coming up, then this month. So yeah, about 2 p.m, Debbie, for both days. So, obviously, with them being both live, it's pretty much a hit or miss. So, I mean, I totally understand that people, aren't available. And again, that's why I chose the flute one on Sunday, because I know a lot more people do things on Saturday. So I get it. If you can't make it, but at least the flute one, you're going to be able to rewatch that one at any point because it will be there. Hey, Jennifer. And so that'll be kind of neat is that at least the flute one, guys can check it out. You can share it to your friends, get me some views on there. That'd be kind of cool to see some high numbers. And, but again, just to help you guys out and, we'll go over all that stuff once we get closer and things like that. But, yeah, so it'd be cool. Dad, no, it'd probably be Eastern at this point because if it was Pacific, that would be a lot later. That's evening time for us then. So, hey, Sharon, good morning. So yeah, so at least in your mind, if you guys want, keep those 2 days opened or at least, available, for 2:00 both days. That the flute one will last, at least a full hour. The guided meditation on the 23rd will be a little bit shorter, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So it won't be too long. It won't take away too much. But again, if you can make it, great. If not, that's okay too. And again, if we all like it and enjoy it, then I'll do more of them, and even maybe do some during the week or something like that. Maybe I can squeeze some in. So we'll see. We'll see. So all right, so we're gonna move along again. I think I'm gonna kind of blend a couple things together, which, like I said, the main title of the show or topic of the show had to do, and yeah, because I'm gonna pull that one out. I'm not gonna do that topic. So but yeah, I wanted to talk about the fact of, like, what's it like. Oh, wait, let me see what Dana. I guess I'll throw that out there. Again, Boot Productions, you guys can reach out if you're looking for things like this. Hey, Tammy, good morning. Well, thank you, Rachel. Appreciate that. I do enjoy it. I really do. It is a lot of fun and things. So, but so, but basically, yeah, I'm going to dive in. Hey, Heather, good morning. So, like I said, we'll just jump into because I can kind of blend a little bit of some things that are going on, and it makes sense. But I'm gonna so I said that I didn't even put it up there. I forgot to do that. I won't do it. But I know I try to put banners up there so we know where we're at in the show, and that way, if anybody's looking back and wants to find that spot, actually, I could create it as I'm blabbing along. So, yeah, I can't even type and talk at the same time. What's the matter? That works. Ooh. All right, so this is where we're going to go into life as a medium. Yes, and no, Dad, it is not the temperature control of your steak. So that's not how it works. I knew where you're going because I'm a psychic. Okay, all right. See, I knew where my dad was going to go with that, so I beat him to it. That's why. Debbie, let's see. Oh, well, let me answer that real quickly because that's a cool question. Have you ever played a flute at the zoo for animals? I've heard they love it. Well, interesting enough, early on, many years before I recorded my first album, I was working with a local it was kind of a multi-tribed multicultural tribe, I guess. And so it wasn't just one specific tribe, nation, however you want to look at it. And so even for me, that didn't have any native blood in me, but because it was open to everybody, I was able to get in and work with them, and they didn't have anybody that really did any flute music, and so I was like, well, I've been playing for a little bit. I mean, I could do a couple little things. And so there's been opportunities around Toledo, like the one time they were doing a Native American thing at the Toledo Zoo, so I got to play a couple songs, which was fascinating because during one of the bits I was playing, had a and this is no joke because everybody was pointing fingers, but straight up above us there was which it not just because of me either. I want to make that clear, but just the energy of everybody there, and what we were all trying to do, because there was dancing and stuff. But the whole group as a whole, we had a bald eagle circling overhead, and it just happened to be when I was playing at that point. But I mean, it can't get any more surreal than that. And so that was a cool moment. I remember, people pointing, and I'm trying to look and play at the same time. And yet, when you finally get a glimpse, you can see this bald eagle that was circling over exactly right over the top of us. So it was really fascinating. And then I've also played out. I played in public. I've, at parks and things, and I've had fantastic, things. And so that's really huge. And then even better is that there is, there's going to be some opportunities with that too moving forward. I do have, I'm going to keep it hidden because I do have something that I'm going to be doing this year with music. It is going to be in a specific place here in Ohio. I'm not giving any details away, but if it works out the way I'm hoping it'll work out, it could be one of those that I might get lucky enough to where it can go viral. And that's not trying to come from an ego standpoint. That's just the fact that the opportunity for this to happen, and that's just going to be so cool. Hey, good morning, Jen. And that'll be really cool. And that's my hope, is that just to see what's going to happen, where I'm going to be. And if it works out like I think it will, we're going to hopefully be able to record this from different angles, so that way there's plenty of coverage of this, because I may only get one shot at it. I don't know, or it might go horribly wrong. But that's the hope, is that I'll play a couple little songs, and considering the animals that will be around, I think might might be pretty cool. So, and I've never seen anything done with these specific animals, so that's what makes it more exciting for me. And that's probably about the only information I'm going to leak at this point until it happens. So we'll see. We'll see. So that's not that. That's everything about the music. So, um, uh, yeah, but like I said, the main thing of being a life is a medium and things like that. By the way, it's 1001 again, guys. Remember how I did that did that last week? I'm gonna put that in there because I want to stamp it. So, but my obviously is going to be a lot different than anybody else's, and I have a lot of great friends that do it and have been doing it way a lot longer than I have. And for them, their experiences, that their daily routines and whatnot, it's going to be different. But I can only talk about mine, and with mine being a little bit more. And again, I still use it, and I should stop doing it, but I'm still I still say, I'm on the newer side. Because I haven't, been doing it my whole life. It was not something I experienced growing up at all, but it was something I unlocked. It was something that I wanted to get into and stuff. And so, how amazing is that? Uh, I've had to learn a lot of things and open up a lot of stuff. And so here we are, and again, I wouldn't be doing any of this stuff at this point. There's no way. I mean, and to meet everybody here, I mean, I pretty much have met everybody in the chat almost, and so that would have never happened. Who knows where I would have been at this point. Let's see. Oh, let me see. Carrie's got a cool one. When I play your CD, I'm outside and the birds get quiet and then sing along. It's so cool. Yeah, that birds. I've had birds so many times have had that effect. I remember one time, we were at a sweat lodge and I was playing. Yes, Cheryl, I do. Uh, uh, I was playing for a sweat lodge, and it was just after all the sweats went through, and so the first rays of sunlight were happening, and the birds, are waking up, obviously, and where sun's just barely, not even over the horizon up, but you can see it's light enough we can see people. And I started playing, and just flocks of birds were flying all over everybody, and everybody's quiet because we were all relaxed and calm, and everybody's looking at the birds and looking at each other, and I'm trying not to laugh because it's just, I'm used to it. So, and I love that, but that's the thing is, the flutes, they're made of wood, they come from nature, so they're connected. The air that I breathe into is the air that they breathe, and so there's a lot of elements that kind of fit, and I think it's really special when I do play. And then the energy I give out, is to just be open and open about it, and relaxed, and just share with everything. And whether people enjoy it or not, that's on them, you know what I mean. And so but some people enjoy the flute music, and I know I do. So, oh geez, Jeff, I'm not putting that up. um but yeah, so I mean, so my experience is the more I've opened up the mediumship, and again, a lot of the stuff that happened last year, and with the upgrades, and then even as we were segueing into this year, there's been a lot of releases, and so you know, it- you you want to keep going and going and going, and then you've seen me tight or post about it and even talk about it, is that and then there's times where you got to slow down because it does get overwhelming. uh you know and then you factor in everything else that is going on in your life, the other responsibilities. I still have a day job, so there's a lot of things that just kind of all like, they're not always blending together, they're sometimes crashing into together. So that's why sometimes, like, I struggle, you know anxiety, and it's because it just sometimes is way too much, and it's hard to stop because you're enjoying things, and you're helping, and you're doing what you like to do, and then you run into that where you just burn yourself out. And not so much that you're sick of it, it's that you just simply don't have the energy for it. And you know it's one thing to eat some food, and you kind of, once it all gets into your system and charges you up, it helps you keep moving forward. But it's different when you look at it from more of your spiritual aspect of it. You know, that's why, it's important that's why I want people to always be positive about things. Like I said, I didn't have the greatest of weeks, and the last few days have been pretty rough. And, you know, you do the best you can, and the problem is you just you figure out ways to get through it. And sometimes you reach out to people, sometimes you don't. I'm kind of stubborn at times where I don't. It's funny. I will laugh about it because it's bad of me not to. But sometimes I think I can handle it because it's like, well, if I can help others, why can't I help myself? But that's when you do have to raise your hand once in a while and be like, okay, you know it's just it is what it is. And so I try to make the best out of it and keep going. So uh that's true, Dana. But I like I said, it's and things I've talked about before, the aspects of from a lot of mediums aren't able to always shut down. They aren't able to stop all the spirits coming in and talking to them. They go out into public, and they're just swarmed with things. And I know it. I've been around enough of them. A lot of them are close friends of mine, and you can see it. You can see it. And here I am. I'm just feeling like I'm normal. you know Whatever normal is. But here it is. I feel like I'm just like, what's going on? They're like, you don't see that? I'm like, well, no, because I'm not working. I'm not like actively, on at that point, because I shut things off on purpose, because if I was constantly bombarded with things all the time, I mean, even then, here in my home, oh my gosh, it would be insane. I think it'd be insane for me. And I think everybody else in the house would be struggling, and to hearing things. And I never wanted that. I wanted to make sure that, I have control, of when I can do things. So that way I can, if I need a break, okay, I'm good, and that's the whole point, is that I can stop, shut everything out, and then try to work on myself or ask for help, that type of thing. So there's a lot that people don't realize, and that's why I like to try to bring some of that out, so that way you guys understand that, and you guys have been fantastic, especially last year. It's like, I felt so horrible that, with that upgrade, and it was so intense. And bad is that when I would go down for days, and then sometimes it was like a full week or two, and it was really, that's woo, things I've never experienced. And like I said, you hear of it happening, and you kind of hear the stories of what it was like for people. But then it's weird is that when you finally go through it, your whole perspective changes, and then what you have to go through is more at you. So even then, just getting an idea of what it's like, yeah, I could give you a few things, which I have talked about before. But then it might not be the same for you. It might be similar, but it might not be the same. So I- that's the wild thing about it. I know, Cheryl. It was good I'm glad that you did stop by. I'm here every Saturday. Uh, but except there's going to be 2 in May that I'm not going to be, but I just tested yesterday about recording shows. I finally figured out how that works. I did a little test show and deleted it because you guys didn't want to hear me just saying, wow, this is a great test, So there's, at least I can probably record, at least one of them. I may do both of them, because if it's 2 weeks in a row, I'm going to have to miss the morning. So I think I'm going to try to get those recorded, so you guys will see me. It's just not going to be live. So, hey, Dinah, good morning. But yeah, so and that's the thing too, is then it I hate to, put the negative spin on it, because yes, there is a downside to mediumship and stuff. But that's just the whole thing that we all talk about. I mean, there's balance, and I've talked about it almost. It almost seems like every topic in a way, or anything. There's always a balance of things, and I want to be positive the entire time, but you also need the negative to kind of just keep it even. You don't learn if you don't go through a negative experience, even though we don't want to. But those negative experiences help you grow, and that's the cool thing about it. And then 1010, Jen, I'm looking at it now. So um there, I'll even stamp it again. But it's just it's it's cr- that's the thing. Like I said, I can't say it enough, is that what I go through is different than what others go through. Sometimes there's a lot of similarities, and I've seen others that I've seen. I know one of my other good medium friends that it's been several years that she's still struggling with things. And again, there's some responsibilities that have also jumped in there too, but that's normal. But there's just some other things that, trying to get out and do what, she loves to do. And now, it's been pretty rough. Uh, so she's been working on herself the whole time. And, I always check in with her to make sure she's okay and stuff. But, it's understandable. Like I said, I would have never have thought, even though I've always said, if there was always an opportunity to grow or to gain more knowledge from outside our little world here, I'm open for it. And so that, again, I threw the intentions out there a long time ago, and finally it seemed like it was the right time. And I think it did work out because, work wasn't as, intense yet. We were still, much, into the pandemic last year, and the, workloads weren't that bad. So during my day job, so that helped out to where, if I wasn't having a good day or wasn't feeling great, or I was recovering from, sessions, then yeah, I would have, it would have been hard. I mean, I would have made it, but it would have been pretty darn hard, to work with people or fix things and things like that. But uh, but like I said, but then there is that flip side. So there is, a lot of moments where you have the opportunity to help somebody out. And even this week, there was an opportunity that came up. And uh you know amazingly enough, I didn't, I actually had, right at that point in time, I had a few minutes to help. And sure enough, like literally in the middle of it, there was already a huge difference. uh and again, I can't use names and things like that because that's, private. But even just a brief moment, and that's the thing, is how I would look at it. If I could do something in some small way, even for, if it's just for a few minutes, or a little, whatever, a short amount of time. I mean, we want the bigger picture always, but we have to still be humble about things. And if I can just do something that maybe gives us a little bit of comfort, maybe a little bit of healing, or whatever it is, even if it's just me saying something to somebody and it just kind of clicks in your head and you're like, oh, okay, that means the world to me. So I never, I shoot big, but I don't, I always make sure that, if I can just do something, again, I'm okay with something small. But obviously, the big stuff is great too. But it's also good for me to make sure that I'm not, thinking, me doing readings or me doing healing or cleanses is gonna, is the greatest thing ever. And so I, still keep myself in check. And even then, I'm sure a lot of you would be like, are you okay? Are you good, bro? You kind of sounded a little wild there. And there, I don't know if I've ever said it on this show, and I've said it a couple times in public, around people. And this is it's kind of turned into a hilarious running joke. And for those of you that are going to hear this for the first time, you're going to be like, oh, well, he's just got ego written all over it. And I'm like, no, no, no. It has nothing to do with ego, because it's become more of a hilarious joke. Because then when you hear what it is, and then you see these moments where it seems like that's the case, then you can't help but just, I mean, I'll get red and laughing, because it's just hilarious to me. But the running joke of things is always like, I'm the celebrity, I'm the big celebrity, which we know is not true. But there's so many hilarious times that, like, you just you again, I mean, I enjoy talking to people. I love hearing what's going on, or hearing their stories, whatever it is. And it's, so I just have people that'll come up, and whether it's at an event, or whether it's just team members and things like that, they come up and we just have these long conversations and stuff like that. And I don't think much of it, other than, this is cool. I mean, this is a great moment, and I don't think about anything else other than what's being said. And so here it is, and then people are just like, man, you were really talking to all those people. I'm like, yeah, but it didn't feel like it. And, that's I'm saying, Dad, that with autographs and things like that. And Jeff, there is a fan club after all. Fan club. See, that's what I say. See, now the joke has gotten even further along, so it's hilarious at this point. So yeah, I laugh hysterically at it because I think it's funny. So I'll tell people in private, I'm like, gosh, that's celebrity status coming out again, and we all laugh. But of course that's not the true thing of this, but it is kind of fun. But like I said, it's I everybody wants to be heard and talked to and listened and to not give that moment because I mean I said like look what happens all the time. Look what you turn on the TV or you look at uh the page that this is on, you guys go through and you see all the negative stuff and nobody's willing to listen to anything, and I think that's or argue all the time. And it's like, we could spend a few minutes just kind of shooting the breeze. I mean, we don't have to get into arguments and things like that. Even if we do disagree, that's fine. We used to do that back in the day. We used to listen, and even though we didn't agree, but we didn't yell and scream and hate on each other for it. So, but but that's just like, like I said, this is just kind of in that big thing of what it's like, from my, set of shoes, and uh, it is like I said, there's so many fun times, and again, whether it's just talking or helping somebody out, it's the coolest thing, and so that brings me more joy, and the funny part is that to me, if you get somebody smiling, which I try to make you all do, and again, I can't ever see anybody smiling, at least I think, I'm hoping I'm making people smile, and if I'm making a joke or cracking at myself, I mean, hopefully it does, because even a little smile is huge for me, because again, if it gave you a little chuckle or something like that, then I did what I wanted. I achieved what I wanted to see, is that you guys are all, having a good time, and it's worth the hour of sitting here or however much time you are checking this out, whether it's live or on playback. But uh, it's the little things, and I want to bring back these little things that I think we've all lost, and even then, I'm not the only one that's doing it. There's plenty other people that have fun, and again, I can be super serious when I need to be serious, but I also can have a lot of fun, and you guys know that, you've seen it, whether it's on here or in person, you guys know. Investigations, I'm dead on serious, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I will throw a joke in there if needed be, because if I think the energy needs to shift a little bit, then that's perfectly timed in that aspect. But at the same time, if we're asking questions or if I'm got to focus on seeing what's around, yeah, I mean, it's game on. So I mean, it's the balance of things. And see, there you go, Margaret, thank you. I lost my mouse. Oh, and of course the mouse died. Never mind. But yeah, Margaret saying, speaking for myself, you gave me a sense of peace and a lot of joy. You got it to laugh. Right. Yep. And it is, Debbie. Laughter is the best medicine. Well, I mean, you think about it. What whether it's a corny joke or it's a really good joke. I mean, they all do the same thing. They all make you smile. They all make you feel a little bit better. And again, that's the point. We want everybody to go on about their day and the weekend of just feeling better about things. Or if it's only during this hour and that's all it did, hey, it was the hour, and you got the smile and then you got back to normal life. So, but it's an interesting ride, for as long as it's been, even though it's not forever. But I mean, I started the spiritual journey in 2005, and then it wasn't until 2012 that I started working with my very first mentor, Jeannie Clock, and she did a lot for the first couple of years. I mean, I did meet a lot of you that are local know Linda Dix, and I'm just I didn't ask anybody's permission, but I'm just saying their names because they're near and dear to my heart. But Linda Dix is local to the Toledo area, and she did the same thing, took the time to talk to me and gave me some helpful tips and exercises to work on. So I mean, there's a lot of people, and then you guys know Debbie, when we did the Beyond the Silence one, Debbie's done her share of helping me out and things. So that's the cool thing, is that we're able to all kind of get together and help out, and then that's what I try to do. I want to do the same thing. I want to help people out that are interested in it, especially if they want to do it, if they're really called to do it, because like I said, there is a balance to things. You got your good days, you got your bad days, and it's, one of those things. You have to be ready for everything. And then I always tell people too, I mean, you don't have to do the paranormal per se, side of mediumship, but if you're going to open that door and you're really going to go down that path, you have to be ready for whatever's there, because you could, if you're just doing readings for people, you don't know what might still be with them that isn't good. They might have an attachment, which, again, you're not doing paranormal investigations, but they might have something like that. What are you going to do? Are you ready for that? And not everybody is, because you got to remember, if you're not ready and you try to deal with something you've never dealt with before, it, I mean, some stuff can happen, and so, like I said, it's not for everybody. Yes, we all can do this. It's mindset and the desire to want to do that. And like I said, you got to figure out that you're going to have some good times and you're going to have some bad times, and you just have to, work it through. So yeah, that's cool, Kelly. Yeah, that's awesome. Yep. Very, very cool. And yeah, that's right. Cause I think I did talk to her at one point not too long ago, a year or two ago. I think I was talking to her about it. So, but yeah, you know, so I mean, we still got time, so that's fine. But I just want people to understand that, the you don't get to see a lot of the stuff that goes behind the scenes. Again, I've tried to show a little bit more of that, not that there's some, code that we're not supposed to show you, but I I do keep a lot of information. Some of it I have to, but like, on some of my, worst days and things like that, I don't want to tell anybody, because it's just like, hey, even though I know I'm human still, you don't want to, seem weak. You don't want to seem like you can't handle something. And, you think sometimes, okay, this might sound bad. I'm not trying to offend anybody, so I'm going to put that out there. This is not meant to be offensive, but like for me, let's go back old school. Let's not do any thinking of this modern garbage right now, but just trying to be a little tough, be a little macho, and nothing against anything, but I'm just saying, you want to be tough, and I think, there's times that does happen, especially in the paranormal world for me, is that, you can deal with some nasty spirits, and, you do have to kind of step up and be a little bit more strong towards them, because they don't like that, and I have seen it where I've worked with other, female mediums, and I've seen them, get attacked over me. And it's like, gee, it's not that the female mediums didn't handle themselves. They did fantastic. But, that's what I'm saying. You can just tell, even on that side of the world, they're going to try to go after, what they think is weak. And it's like, well, it's not always the case, because they've been around the block a few times. So, it's wild. So, but yeah, secret handshakes and yeah, exactly, but but yeah, I mean, but that's the thing, is there's a lot that I mean, I wouldn't trade where I'm at. I still wouldn't be doing this, because if I didn't want to do this, if I didn't, have a lot of those good times and good moments, I would have stopped a long time ago, and I've enjoyed this way too much to stop doing it at this point. I mean, even if I had issues and I was dealing with some, like a bad case or something like that, as far as, some dark stuff. I mean, granted, I'll know right away, or at least pretty close to the beginning, what I'm dealing with, and, what I can do about it if I have to do something about it. Obviously, I'm not going to go down any type of like true, but ultra rare, demonic cases, because we all know it's ultra rare. And I say ultra rare, and you can stamp that, because yeah. So I'm not gonna say anything more about that. That's just the way it is. And so, but there's only one time where I thought it was close to something like that. And so I did be a little cautious, and I never actually did ended up working on the case. It went to somebody else, which was fine, but it was borderline, like, I even reached out to a couple people, and I'm like, hey, Kelly. Yes, they are, Kelly. Yes, they are. Demons are everywhere. Jesus. So, Uh, but you know, it, again, but that's the thing is that's where experience comes in. That's why it's good that like for me, because I opened up a lot later in life to work with them, and even then work side by side with other mediums on plenty of investigations before I even did one solo. That was huge, because again, we're both seeing and thinking and hearing all the things at the same time. You know what I mean? Sometimes the pieces are just a little different, but they go together and they work. That's why it's fun to be on an investigation with another medium, because we can go back and forth and be like, okay, well, this is what and then it's like, oh yeah, but I see it like over, so there's really cool when you work with other mediums, and again, it's important to be around some that don't have the egos, they don't feel like they're celebrities. And because again, you get to work together, and like last weekend, that was something I wasn't going to touch because I can't say a whole lot, but even last weekend, getting to work with somebody, truly on a real home investigation. I've been dying to do that, and because I've been at some public places, but I didn't have the opportunity. Well, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm just with Carmen, so I don't care. And but I always wanted to work with her on a home investigation, and that the stuff that came about, again, can't say anything, but the stuff that came about for it was amazing. And so stuff that she was getting, and then was I getting, and I was in there really cold. I had no idea what was going on, and she's at least been there a couple times. So, but even the new stuff that was coming out was blending perfectly with what I was getting and stuff. So that's what excites me, is when I can really mesh well with somebody and feel that, hey Harold, how you doing, buddy? And it's just so cool, and to expand the information, to provide more details, because again, you get a couple of them together, it's like everybody's got their little piece, but gosh, when you put those pieces together, it's like now a bigger story's happening. And it's nothing against doing them solo either, by any means. And even then, like just with like what I got last week, I mean, it was perfectly right, no peeking here. And but just being able to then, again, knowing nothing, and then the next thing you know, you're like, well, yeah, that you start to see some validation. It's like, yep. And I'm like, really? Not that I doubt when I hey, the information is, and I just throw it out there, but at the same time, you kind of like, oh wow, okay, all right, and you just keep going. Uh so that's kind of the fun, those are fun aspects, especially like when you really have that desire to work with somebody. And like I said, Carmen, I've been wanting to work with her for a while, and again, not at a public place where there's a lot of other people around and stuff like that, but meaning when you do a home investigation, that's kind of like a real deal. I mean, that's public ones are fun. You can definitely get a lot of experience that way, as long as you're not getting the people that are screwing off the whole time and yelling and screaming and scaring their friends and stuff. Like, you get some serious people out of public, which does happen, then it can work. But then again, but doing a home one, there's a different mindset that we have to do going in there, because it's a legit thing. It's not just confirming what's already there, but we, the homeowners, either are being terrified, they're being bothered, or they just want to know if it really is something. Is it what type is it? Is it just residual stuff where it's just on a loop, or what? And so it's a lot different when you go into one of those, from that aspect. But a lot of fun too. Like I said, I had a blast, and I even said it last weekend. I mean, like afterwards, I'm like, I could have gone back, for a second day in a row. That's how much fun it was. On there were some aspects, again, no details, but there's some stuff that really, like, I would love to dive in more into that. And but that's just how it goes sometimes. But there's a couple other things I don't want to deal with. Yeah, Harold. Yep. And but so again, like I said, we are out of time, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a little bit of everything kind of mixed in there, what it's like to to be a medium. And especially in my shoes, where you have a lot more hats to wear. It's not just this is not in what I do all day long. I want to, and I will, but you still have to take care of a lot of other responsibilities, and that's just that's life. You know what I mean? And I'd be a machine, I think, if that's I'd be a robot or something of that effect if that's all I did, nonstop. But Uh, that would be a weird life too. I don't know. I think I still like to be able to like shut down and, smell the roses, so to speak, and have a few drinks, you let loose a little bit, just kind of chill. Yeah. Who doesn't, right? Okay, don't drink, children. Don't drink. So, um, yeah, I'm gonna sit there and wrap up because I do have some other things going on today. Nothing specific, but just a little bit of me time. You know what I mean? And I'll put that up. So I'm gonna do a little bit of me stuff today, a little bit, so that way I can feel a little bit better. Because again, I came out of a rough week, and I could use a little bit of some downtime. I mean, I had a few drinks last night, and so that helped a little bit. And so today I'm going to be a little bit more spiritually taking care of some things, which is obviously the next step. I drank my misery away yesterday. Now I'm going to spiritually change it around today, and no drinking stuff. you know yeah. So yeah. So hopefully that's kind of cool, gives you guys a little bit more insight, and we'll do this again next week. Like I said, keep in mind, like Dana said, you can always reach out to Boo Productions if you guys are interested in uh all the various things that I'm trying to get on the road with, and gallery readings and things like that. Or you can still hit me up privately, and we can still work it out. So it's not a big deal. It's not like I can't respond. Dana's just jumping in there to help me out a little bit, so that way it's not so much on my plate, which I appreciate. So yep, thank you, Dana. Or Debbie, thank you. Sorry, I'm reading everybody's name at the same time. You too, Dinah. Have a great weekend. But yeah, so we'll be back again. Keep in mind, write down the 23rd and 24th. The 23rd will be a guided meditation, short, but it'll be on Zoom. So I will, create a meeting notice this weekend, so that way anybody that is going to, be it, then I'll get you guys the link, and then you'll be able to do that. And then on the 24th, will be a flute meditation. So hopefully you guys will be around. Both days, basically about 2:00. So unless something just, changes, you guys will know about it. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to those, and hopefully we'll see a lot of you soon. And yeah, lots of other things coming up, and things. And I'll go over that, next week. So because we had the live commercial happen today, so that changed a lot of stuff. So, but all good though. So Kelly, I think I'm going to be seeing you next Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're going to be attending it. So yes, I will. Kelly, I will see you soon. I'm pretty sure. Hit me up real quick, Kelly. Margaret, I want you to feel better. Everybody send a little bit of love and light to Margaret. A little bit of health issues, and so we want to, do what we can for Margaret for the next few days. So everybody give some love and light to Margaret. Yes, Kelly. Okay, so that'll be awesome. Yeah. All right. So thank you guys so much. It has been awesome. I can't, again, every week to get to see everybody, and I appreciate you guys commenting, even if it's just once. I love to see at least who's in there watching. And yeah, you guys make me smile, that's always a good thing, right? Make me feel a little bit better, especially being so early, but then again, I didn't want to make the show super, super early. So I could torture you guys and be like, let's go at 7 a.m. So you'd be like, I'll watch replay. So, but all right, I'm out of here. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day and weekend. Thank you so much for being here. You've been watching Mid-Morning Medium Chat with Adam the Black Swamp Medium, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. All my love, light, and peace to each and every single one of you. All right, take care.